Welcome to No Falls Week 2025. I'm Chris James, Technical Solutions Specialist for Height Safety here at Spanset UK. I worked as a telecoms rigger for many years, so I fully understand what it feels like to be at the sharp end for people who work at height. I now work for Spanset, who manufacture height safety equipment and provide training in its safe use. Spanset prides itself on having the right people in the right jobs, and many of our staff also have extensive experience in the work at height field prior to working here. Our early careers help us understand the problems and priorities, but now we are able to use that to create better solutions and improve how people work and increase their safety in the workplace. Let me introduce you to some of my colleagues who would like to share their own experiences of working at height on a day-to-day basis. For the first day of No Falls Week, we think it's important that safety starts from the top, and real change cannot be implemented without the top levels of management also getting on board. So here's our Managing Director, Pete Ward, to talk about company risk.
As a managing director of a company, I see the biggest asset I have is my staff. They not only generate the products and income that we need to exist, but they also bring ideas, energy, and that little bit extra to look after our customers and get the job done. So looking after them is essential. Like any business, I also have to consider costs, but it is important to identify the real costs before I can understand the potential for savings. In terms of working at height, it is seen as high risk. It's currently the single biggest cause of fatalities in the workplace, so the focus must be on reducing this risk. If businesses and owners look first to the financials, then they can forget that accidents take a real toll, not just on the staff directly involved, but also on their family, their fellow workers and managers. I cannot think personally how difficult it would be to advise someone that the controls that are put in place to protect their family member, your employee, failed. It doesn't bear thinking about. Accidents damage lives, businesses and livelihoods, and that's before you look at the financials. If you've got responsibility for people working at height, then focus on putting in place the best controls to prevent the accident in the first place. Assess activities properly and don't struggle. Seek advice, get help. Buy equipment that addresses your problem. It may need to comply to a standard, but above that it needs to be fit for your intended purpose. Training your staff so they understand how to use equipment is important, but so is managing them to make sure they continue to use it properly. Never be afraid to revisit and review your work at height solutions. Everyone learns from their experiences, and you may be able to make things even safer for the future. If you want to make a real saving for your business, invest in equipment and controls that are fit for purpose, reduce the risk to your staff, and protect your biggest asset.